don't really have a shot, so you just crowd the paint on them. I know it's uh, more difficult because they're able to get away with more foul calls and stuff. That's why they are gonna shoot. They're just gonna shoot and like drop 40. Or not drop 40, sorry. Drop 30.
But like at the same time, you have to think about they really didn't have the facilities, the trainers, like LeBron gets injured, his groin or whatever. He could come back in like a day. Say then back then they didn't have these trainers or whatever. This stuff it wasn't created yet. So maybe they hurt their groin, they're out for the whole season. I know that would never happen, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
they couldn't just shoot 1,000 threes a day without the backboards could break easily.
Mm.
It was just crazy. Just the 3-point shot just wasn't there.
Yeah. Hey, man, I think a better analogy for what you're trying to say is the Achilles injury. Just the fact that, like, back then, if you got an Achilles injury, just take Isaiah Thomas, for example, your career is done. Like, you're not going back to how you were. But nowadays, you got a guy to the caliber of Kevin Durant, who, in his time, Kevin Durant was a much higher caliber player. He was arguably the best player in the world when he went down. Isaiah Thomas was still a top 10 player in the world, but he wasn't like to the caliber that KD is now. And KD's coming back from an Achilles injury, and it looks like kind of like he hasn't lost a step a little bit. But yeah, just the difference in technology and just the resources that players have now, I think that would also play a part in how different these eras are. Because yeah, it might have been more physical back here, but when they get busted down, these guys are gonna have the resources for when they get busted down. Oh man, my shoulder hurts. All right, bro, we're gonna get you right in about a week. Like, you be back. These guys, oh geez, my shoulder, play through it. Like they're having to play through it, and they're getting more and more injured the more they play. But these guys getting the best treatment possible, they feel fine the next week. So I think so much goes into this conversation of, yo, my era is better, my era is better. But we should just respect each era, man. Like, I think there's a certain amount of players that you could drop them in any era and they would be still great or greater than what they are. But I think they'd still be great. You drop Steph in any era, I think he changes the game in any era. You drop LeBron in any era, changes the game. Mike in any era, changes the game. If you drop Mike in this era, I think he makes more teams shoot the mid-range shot. If you drop LeBron back then, I think he makes more teams look for a guy who can stop LeBron. If you drop Steph back in the 70s with Wilt, I think it was the 70s, 60s maybe. I can't remember. Back then with Wilt, I promise you, big men wouldn't have been seen as important because Steph is over here getting 30. Even though he's getting plenty of points, you got to think about it. So, like, eras just need to be respected. Greats need to be respected. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. That infuriated me. I hate when people try to make eras better. Great players are great players. But on to what I had scheduled. What rookie is catching your eye the most so far? Is it Obi Toppin, LaMelo Ball, or is it a different rookie? I mean, you can pull one up. Savion, you can go ahead and start.
I definitely want to say mine is LaMelo Ball. I couldn't say I watched him grow up, but like I basically did. He was like a little kid at Chino Hills or whatever with his three brothers. Balling up with high school players as a freshman. Man, it was just crazy. He's translated his court vision from high school all the way up to the NBA, and you can just tell, man, he's a great player. His IQ is amazing. And, you just got to love the Ball brothers. So, LaMelo.
Yeah, man, for sure. Lucas?
Yeah, I saw LaMelo trending on Twitter a couple days ago whenever he made his preseason debut, and I watched his behind the back dime and his full court dime, and I was like, man, this might be the next. I don't want to. This is gonna sound like really intense, and as a Lakers fan, I hate that I'm saying it, but I mean, at 6'8", and he's a point guard with I'm just saying
That's the tallest point guard we've had in
Don't
the
do it,
Yeah, in the
game
man.
pocket.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
since Magic Johnson.
Oh
And
my gosh, man.
after one game, I mean, I'm not saying, hey, listen, okay, I am not saying he is going to be Magic Johnson. I'm just saying we need to watch out. We need to watch how this man plays throughout his first couple seasons. And then I will come back on this and be like, oh, I was right. I saw it. Or I'm going to be like, oh, man, that was my bad. That's on me. But that's just what I am looking at. Dude drops dimes and he can get buckets. His shot selection is questionable at times, but other than that, I think he's going to be a really good player.
I feel you, man. Hot take right there. Brandon, what you got?
Um, I'm actually a fan of Cole Anthony. He had a really good game. He shot the ball really well. Like just a high percentage, took good shots. Scored 16 in his debut. And I think that he'll fit very well with the Orlando, what they're trying to do on offense. But yeah, I mean, obviously LaMelo is really good too. Like, I think the Hornets are going to be a really fun team to watch. I think they'll be like the Pelicans last year, like really really fun to watch, but they're not going to go very far if they make the playoffs.
I feel y'all. Hey, I think LaMelo impressed me more overall, but I'm just gonna get some time to talk about Obi Toppin real quick, man. Like this dude does deserve some respect. He's playing on a terrible team. Like he's playing for the Knicks, a terrible organization, honestly.
Terrible.
Terrible. Like don't even get me started on the organization, man. Like it's awful.
Awful.
But
So bad.
I just can't even, man. But Obi Toppin, I like him because he's a New York dude. He's from there, so when he plays, I feel like I just see passion when he plays. With LaMelo, I see a lot of talent. I see a lot of upside, but I don't see quite like the passion that I see in Obi Toppin. Like getting to play for your hometown place, getting to play and like you being the star, man. Like I mean, like I just see the passion in his eyes when he plays, when he dunks the ball, the fierceness in his eyes, man. Just I love this guy. I love him. He looks like he's gonna be a very good player. I don't think he's going to be like an all-star guy. But I think he's better than a Kyle Kuzma. And I'll say that I'm not a Kyle Kuzma fan. I do not like his hair. I don't like him. Like I'm just not a Kyle Kuzma fan. But
Get Lamelo to LA, and then he'll play with some passion for his city.
yeah, for real. Yeah, for real.
Get him to LA.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that'd be a move right there. You see that? Whew. LA with AD. Okay, yeah, no, don't even get me started on that. I'll think about that later. All right, but also I'm gonna give some love to Talen Horton Tucker, bro. 33 points, 10 rebounds, 4
Man's
assists
a
in this.
beast.
He's a
Man's a
beast, bro.
beast.
This dude is insane, bro. And it's not like he's playing like how like usual preseason games go, where they just put in like some of the backups more. He was legit playing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, bro, like the two best defending wing players in the league. Like this dude was tearing them up, kind of. And it's kind of making you wonder who Paul George's trainer is, because apparently he's supposed to get right this season, and he ain't looking too right so far, man. But forget about those guys. Let's talk about a different duo. What did we see from KD and Kyrie's debut, man? And Lucas, you can go ahead.
I mean, they both put up pretty good numbers. I think they scored in the first half, and then they didn't play much in the second. 15 and 18 respectively. I think that's pretty good for a duo. God, I'm trying to think of the name for it. Duo debut.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. They killed it, man. Brandon, what you got?
Oh yeah, Katie looked like he hadn't really lost a step. He didn't shoot his like 50% from the field. He missed two threes. One of them I know for sure was wide open, but I mean it's preseason, doesn't really matter that much. And he's a shooter. He'll find his stroke. But yeah, him and Kyrie looked really good together on the floor. I think they got up to like a 30-point lead or something. But the bench, I think they're a little shallow in the bench. is because they gave up that lead quick. They looked really good together.
Yeah, man. Savion?
Yeah, man. I think they're gonna be really good. I seen an Instagram video where like their heads were in sync. I don't know. It's just real funny. Whenever you get the players in sync, on and off the court, it's just amazing. I'm glad to see KD back, and I'm glad to see Kyrie with a new duo. Hopefully, this one works out like it did with him and LeBron on the Cavaliers, and he finally gets a ring like he's always wanted. Um, I think they have a really good chance this year.
Yeah, man, they got it for sure. KD's my favorite player, man, and he's such a great talent. Uh, Before the injury, I thought he had the best chance at breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record, like all-time points. I thought he had a great chance at it because he's just such a great scorer. Now I'm not so sure because he's getting to the age where he's getting kind of old and stuff. 32-ish. He doesn't have that many years left of like high caliber basketball, but he's got a shot, so he could literally play for almost till he's 40, man. But this dude's special, bro, and just to see him back on the court, my favorite player is just awesome to me. I just love seeing him play, and this dude is going to be great. I think they're going to compete for a championship. Incoming news here by Lucas Branch. Via Lucas Branch, we got LiAngelo Ball just got waived by the Detroit Pistons. So there goes the LiAngelo thing, man. So I guess no more three Ball brothers in the NBA.
They used them, man. They used them for the views.
Yeah, man, that's messed up.
Lasted a whole 2 weeks, man. End of an era.
He must have been terrible, apparently.
You hate this.
Yeah, you hate to see it, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe he stole like a ball or something.
He stole some. Oh gosh, he stole some. He stole some sneakers or something like that, bro. Oh gosh. All right then, man. Paul George extension with Clippers. Is this a good call or a good luck to the
Oh,
Clippers?
it's a great call. It's a great call. Coming from a Lakers fan, great call. I love this move. Steve Ballmer, you are so smart for hopping on this man before anybody else got him. Because listen, he was a hot commodity. Everybody wanted him,
and he's in his prime. He's 30. He's 30. So
exactly. So 5 years. That makes sense. Why else would you sign a 30-year-old to a 5-year deal?
He's going to be balling at 35.
He'll be balling at 35. That's why he's the next LeBron.
He's essentially LeBron. So.
He's essentially LeBron. That's what I'm saying. So great move by the Clippers.
Savion, what you got?
Yeah, I take that as a good luck. He's definitely not the same since his leg injury. Back in, what was it, 2013, 2014?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, ever since then, I just feel like he's lost his touch, man. He used to be able to just fly around, dunk on anybody, and it's just sad to see somebody to just lose their touch like that, man. You just hate to see it. Yeah, good luck to that man.
I will say his year with I believe it was his second year with Russ, he was an MVP candidate. And I think that was his best all-around year. But in his best all-around year, he was more of a shooter than he was a slasher. In terms of being the box office guy that he was before the injury, we just hadn't seen that. Although I do think his best basketball is still ahead of him. I think if he really, really locks in this year and really just like focuses on his role with the Clippers, and if he focuses into that role, because he's not the main star. Kawhi Leonard is the main star. If he focuses into his role, I think he could really put up a great season again and maybe even shock everybody and bring the Clippers to a Lakers-Clippers Western Conference Finals, which is what everybody has been wanting to see. And we just didn't get to see it because the Clippers are terrible most of the time. So, Brandon, what you got?
I don't know. I want Paul George to be good. I missed him at the Pacers. I think that was the most fun time to watch him. But like you said, at OKC, that was his most like complete year. Like he played really well.